Order, 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 order in the court. What it do? Yeah, it's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Samba Conversation. For those that don't know who I am Honorable Junns the NBIC, giving all praise and glory to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving all that feedback, the positive, the negative, all things are respected, because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-gros, and the newly installed heathenites. Next round of applause for that. Yes. Hey, before I start, let me start off and let me address a few things. So, for one, I will always stand and walk with my creators. I would never divert from that. The way the universe is set up, put together, you can tell it was created by someone. It wasn't no wasn't no gas, wasn't no Big Bang Theory, wasn't no evolution. All of that is pure confusion. Let me throw that out there. Now, as for myself, you understand? I came on this journey to do one thing and one thing only: to uplift my people, to take them away from this so-called slavery that we've been living in for a very long time. Now, being in the position that I am in, I am required to walk in and tap in and knock on every door, because of the individuals who's looking for freedom like I am. Now, what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months now, has been quite simple. I want brothers and sisters to understand that when we receive knowledge and information, when it's pertaining to us, outside resources can't give me a clear understanding of who we are. When I say us, I'm talking about black people. When I want to go look into Chinese culture, Chinese history, Jewish culture, Jewish history, I'm expecting that history to be given to me by them, right? But for some apparent reason, we, on the other hand, tend to receive information about us, black culture about us, and we receive it from outsiders. Whether the outsider tell us that it's good or bad, is from the outside. By default, the outsider is disqualified, because I, myself, a black man, can never give you a full in-depth story about the Holocaust. It just wouldn't make sense. The reason why I'm saying this is a lot of you guys are putting these individuals to high regards. I understand the studies that you guys are doing, which I am very, very proud of. Salute you for that. But in the same token, you must always put in the forefront, not in the back burner, who's giving you these information. Who's giving you this information? Remember that the word said that no man shall redeem you. Remember that the same people who combobulated our very existence, our culture, everything, are now the ones giving information about us that doesn't make sense. especially when you've been reading such studies and works and books like the Leopold, where it's clearly stated that everything that's considered black must be seen as evil. So what I'm trying to make brothers and sisters understand, before you come into a conclusion into what's right and what's wrong, don't base your conclusion off the study solely off the studies of individuals who don't look like you, who is designed, okay? This is a global pack. Okay, this is a global treatings that these individuals have to demonize and minimize black greatness, African greatness. Okay? I want to throw that out there because I find it very heartening. It's heartbreaking that our people are seeking truth and knowledge, but this truth and knowledge gotta be under the guidelines of religion. If it's under the guidelines of religion, you will never get the message. You will never understand, because religion is a psychological division. It teaches you what to accept and what to reject. But I'm telling you, as slaves, we are not in a position to reject nor accept. All we have to do is take everything in an abundance and decipher everything verbatim. Now, when it comes to black culture, customs, traditions, ways, etc., I'm not going to reject it because a Steinberger told me that it was wrong. I'm not going to say this is not right because a Steinberger told me it wasn't right. I'm just not going to do that. When the same people that's telling us that this is not right are celebrating Halloween, are participating in circumcisions and blood sacrifices and child molestation and all of that. This is what I want you guys to understand. They try to demonize the stuff that we do, right? But then glorify the stuff that they do. And we, because we are still stuck in this religious foundation, we are looking at the people and saying, look, they stole it from us. This is our culture and our tradition. According to who? There's not a single black person that can honestly say that the Bible is ours. We are just moving off assumptions. I am assuming that this is us. We do not have the actual factual facts behind it. Okay? And we can no longer live in that space in order for us to elevate. Okay? We are still here, people. We are still here. Matter of fact, take it back a notch. We down here. We are below our ancestors, because at least our ancestors had a foundation. That foundation was black empowerment. They embraced coloredness. They weren't rejecting it based on what the slave master told them, because we remember what the slave master done. Okay? So I want to say that, and I'm just going to give you this one quote. Rest in peace to Dick Gregory. He said this: the people that put you in worse conditions, gave you failed education, gave you bad health care, give you drug medications, infuse everything. The foods is bad, the clothing is bad, everything is bad, are now the ones that you're solely depending on when it comes to the word of God. That doesn't make sense. I don't know where you guys come from, but where I come from, once you violate one time, that's all it takes for me to always remember that you are a violator. And I must move with you accordingly, even if you bring forth truth. I'm not going to say, yes, man, that's what it is. No, I'm not going to do that. Because that's just completely asinine. You got to be a moron to really believe that. The word says, no man shall redeem you. You shall be given unto the hands of thy enemies. Your enemy is an eternal enemy, meaning he will never be a homie. He will never be a friend. He will never bring forth information to set you free. But they will put out information to confuse. They will put out information to glorify themselves. That they will definitely do. They're the most prideful people on the earth. That they will do. But what they will always do is demonize and minimize the greatness in you. They will minimize the greatness in you. They will declassify and make it seem like everything that we touch is evil. And as a black man, if we trying to liberate ourselves and come together as a nation, we must get rid of the religious foolishness that's still in our minds. So when you are on this platform, when you come here, just know that my objective is never to discredit anything black. I know that the Holy Land is Africa. Guess what? Now it's time for me to connect to my African roots. I don't want to hear none of this. The African people made mistakes. We all made mistakes. My mother made a mistake. Do I not still love her? Do I not still get knowledge and information from her? We all make mistakes. That's just life. And the ones that we're considered they made mistakes is being told to us by who? That's what I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to understand that. These are the things that we must address in order for us to make steps forward. We are still here, people. We are still here. There has not been a single elevation yet. And it seems like we don't want this elevation. We just want to just gather knowledge and have this knowledge and demonize each other in the process. Right? And I'm going to give you an example and we're going to get straight into the lesson. Right? These same people are telling you stuff like Egypt is bad. This is the evil things that took in Egypt. But the whole New Testament is literally from Egyptian texts. So which one is it? You see what I'm trying to tell you? These people are the ones that's determined or telling us what's accepted and what's not. If we are trying to find ourselves, we cannot allow the enemy to tell us what is good and what is bad when they whole history, okay? Their whole index about themselves is bad and evil and wicked. So the bad, the evil, the wicked are now the ones telling us what's bad, evil, and wicked, and what's good. And we running with it like it's the end all be all. That we won't do. I won't do that. I will never do that. I am black empowerment. I am Bantu empowerment. I am Sunini Nanini's empowerment. I'm not here to ever discredit black culture. Ever, ever, ever. If the Egyptian teachings is bad, let the creators tell us. I don't need a European to tell me that. But meanwhile, they in the pyramids every day giving prayer and gaining knowledge. So for us as people that's trying to find themselves and redeem ourselves, we cannot determine what's real, what's fake, what's accurate, what's accepted, and what's not accepted. Our job is to continue doing the studies. Our job is to not just do the studies, get a plane ticket, go to the places and speak to the people directly. We have $1,000 phones. These phones can translate for you now. You can have a full conversation, listen to these people talk what they talking, and have your phone translated back to you. I think it's time for us to take full advantage of these technologies while the time allows us to. Because we're heading down a very, very dark path. And while we're heading down this dark path, guess what, people? We're still divided. We're still very opinionated. Right? We still very emotional. You can't be emotional in this battlefield. This is for male or female. If you are very emotional, you can't be here. You are a liability. You must be reliable. You must be war ready. You have to be headstrong. You might hear things that people you may not agree with. There's a lot of things that the elders say that I do not agree with. But does that mean I step away from the fight? There's a lot of things my big bro says that I don't agree with. But does that mean I step away from the fight? Does that mean that? No. You know why? because we are all on the same mission. Well, my mission is to find the truth about myself. I want to know the truth from the origin, from the beginning to now. I want to know where I live, where I dwell, where who my, you know what I'm saying? I want to dig down that hole because I need to know. My children needs to know. And as black people with all this money and power and access, it's about goddamn time, or that should be the main focal point for every single black person. It's about goddamn time that you desire to seek yourself. Because the word says no man shall redeem you. You will redeem yourself. You have to redeem yourself. We have to redeem each other. The enemy is not going to do that. The enemy will never bring forth truth to you. And I just want you guys to remember that. So without further ado, people, without further ado, we're gonna dive in today's Samba conversation. And I just had to get that out there because it's just frustrating that our people is still religiously tied. We still religiously tied. We see what religion has done to our people. We see what religion is doing to our community. We see what religion has done to the world. But it's like we won't make steps. We won't walk unless it's under the foundation of religion. Guess what? I'm not ever walking in that path again. Never. Never. My foundation will never be based on religion because religion is division. Religion is about demonizing other people's beliefs, upbringings, experience, demonizing that and upholding something that was forced upon us. Okay? It was forced upon us. Whether it has truth or not, let's never forget that it was forced upon you. Let us continue. or the part bread or the fruit is what you hold in order to be a part of is what you in order to be a part of so-called. Can you guys hear me? Okay. My apologies, guys. My apologies. Okay. Now, where was I? Now, these are psychologically something that we are told to accept and embrace, because when you look into the word, you see Jesus made bread, right? Then you see Jesus made wine. He told you to eat his body. The bread that you eat is his body. So now you take that ideology and you consume it to your everyday life. You end up taking a high consumption of it without honestly thinking it through, because you already got it in your mind that bread is good for you. Here in America, I was going to put up the video, but here in America, it tells you that the bread that's made here is not even accepted outside of the United States. And I wonder why would they do that to the bread, but we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Let us continue. Wine in religion and health. Wine is symbolic in many religious ceremonies, representing the blood of Christ in Christianity. However, excessive wine consumptions lead to what? Alcohol addiction, demon possession, risk of dependency and abuse, okay? Liver disease, the cirrhosis and liver failure, mental/demon/spirits, health issues, depression and anxiety linked to alcohol abuse. Yes, yes. This wine that we drinking, too much of it can do what? Can cause you to having an addiction, to automatically be possessed, overtaken by spirits, right? The demons. There's like you heard before. Like you heard before. There's no such thing as a good spirit. Show me a good spirit. Show me a good spirit. You have a soul. You have a soul. The creators didn't put a spirit in you. You was created with a soul. The spirits, or the Nephilims, that wasn't created by the creators. So when they die, their spirit roams the earth until the day of judgment. Let us continue. Oil is used for anointing and cooking, symbolizing the Holy Spirit, the separate demon. Holy means separate. Spirit means demon. In religious context. However, overuse of cooking oils can lead to what? Obesity. High cholesterol content contributes to obesity, heart disease, increase in bad cholesterol, right? The LDL, inflammation. Processed oil cause chronic inflammation. All of these things that we are told to accept, that we do on our everyday lives, we don't question it, because according to religion, This is what you're supposed to do. Knowing that these things are detrimental to our bodies. Let us continue. Bible text. Deuteronomy 7:11 says what? Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which we command thee this day to do them. Yes, I said we. It is plural, multiple, our, not me. Don't let the hijackers tell you about your creators. Okay? The creators, people in the Holy Land know this. They know this. The only people that don't know this, or the only people that's still standing behind the he and the father and this, these are the ones that was colonized to the full extent. Extreme colonization took place. Brutal colonization took place. Where people in the land will tell you that Sunini not Nini is feminine, is masculine and feminine. Masculine and feminine energy. Masculine and feminine energy. Hence why they removed it. Hence why Africa are not allowed to say Sunini Nanini, because it just by saying it, it sounds like a multiple name. It sounds like multiple people. How can you push monotheism with a name like Sunini Nanini? How can you push that? You can't, so you just remove it altogether. Or force people to accept Sunini Nanini as just a one-person deity. This is all colonialism. This is all under religion. This is all given by the hands of the enemy. It's time for us to wake up. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm going to say the things that you guys are afraid to say because you don't want to step on the toes of this religious foundation. I'm not only stepping on the toes, I'm keeping my foot on that neck. You heard? Could care less. Let the creators answer and tell me what I'm doing right or wrong. I'm not, when it's coming from them, oh no, sirree. We are no longer, and I repeat, we are no longer going to allow these people to tell us how to connect to our creators. We're no longer going to allow these people to tell us what we're doing right and wrong. How can people tell us right from wrong when this whole very conception or this whole infrastructure of this world was done wrong? So now the world is done wrong. They got the world how they want it. Now they're going to tell us this is what you got to do to keep the world in a peaceful state. Come on, my niggas. Wake up, bro. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. Anything that these people tell you, I advise you to do the opposite. The word even told you to do so. It said broad is the narrow path to destruction. If you see everybody going left, I think you should go right. Guess where the Repent or Die podcast is going? We are going right. Why? Because we will be the ones that's going to be standing when it's all said and done. I already gave you the lesson on the 2/3 going to be destroyed. The 2/3 that's going to be destroyed are those that's situated with religion. Your foundation is religion. Your thought process is religion. Your viewpoint, how do you internalize things based on religion? You will be destroyed because the creators never operated off religion. They don't know what that is. Abram don't know what that is. Isaac don't know what that is. Our forefathers, our real forefathers, don't know what these are. And if they don't know what it is, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand on the side that we don't know what this is until further notice. Because that's what we're doing here. We're digging down the rabbit holes. I got a shovel. Maybe I need to start, instead of the gavel, I need to bring a shovel. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a shovel. I'm gonna get me a hard hat. I'm gonna get some gloves, and I'm gonna start coming on live so we can start digging down these rabbit holes, because a lot of you guys are too afraid or scared to go down these rabbit holes because you just might find something that just might piss you off. Guess what? Everything that we're gonna find is gonna piss us off. Everything. You know why? Because the people that's running the world are literally restructuring and rewriting history to fit whose narrative? Is it the black man? Is it the Bantu? Is it Sunini Nanini? Absolutely not. So if we know that their infrastructure is not based on those three things, how are we allowing them to tell us who are we? I'll pass. Let us continue. Let's start off from the very top. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments. See that? I had to highlight, keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which we command thee this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to these judgments, keyword judgment, and keep and do them, that the Creator shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which was sworn unto your fathers. Okay? And they will love thee and preserve thee and multiply thee. Okay? They will also preserve the fruits of thy womb and the fruits of thy land and the corn. We know that's an interjection. Remove the corn, put the wheat and thy wine and thy oil. Okay, the increase of thy kinfolk and the flock of thy sheep in the land which were sworn unto thy fathers to give thee. Okay, cool. 14. Thou shalt be righteous above all people. There shall not be a male or female barren amongst you or amongst your cattle. Barren means not able to produce, not able to harvest, not able to have nothing. These are the things that brothers and sisters are not paying attention to, but I'm here to give you that clear understanding. That's the barren. So males are not going to be able to bear, not only in just in an abundance, but even when reproducing. A lot of you guys don't understand that this high rise of miscarriages and stuff like that that's going on is because of the flour, the oil, and the wine. A lot of you guys don't understand that. We are intaking way too much of these things, which is killing us. But the reason why we subconsciously don't realize that is because we was indoctrinated with this lifestyle. Because Jesus did it. Okay? You are indoctrinated. So these are the things that's going on. Okay? It's preventing you from producing. Women too. The fibroids and all of that, it's coming from this. They know this. If you thinking I'm lying, you can look at anything that you guys buy today is gonna have these three substances in it. You're gonna buy something that's guaranteed to have sugar. It's guaranteed to have sugar. It's guaranteed to have oil. They're putting oil in everything. I was gonna make myself iced coffee. Well, I did make it. And the Wiz, she be buying the half and halves. I decided to look. I said, let me see what this is about. I wasn't gonna put it in. Something just told me to look at it and look at the ingredients. Soybean oil and vegetable oil inside of these things. Now, just imagine somebody that's drinking that every day. The granola bars, even the healthy things, protein powders got these substances. Now you wondering why, now you see why these bodybuilders is dying at a young age. And I you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too off, but I just want you to understand what these people are doing and why we don't question it. Okay? Verse 15, and it says, and the creators will take away from thee all sicknesses and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest. So the diseases that you know, cancer, cardiovascular, diabetes, strokes, etc. We know about these things, right? So the things that we know, if we choose to walk in righteousness, being obedient, loving, caring, standing on truth according to the creators, not the fakers, okay? Then these diseases that we know about, these evil diseases, will not take control over us. And why does it say evil diseases? Because these diseases are diseases of the Nephilim. But you don't hear me though. But will lay them upon all of them that hate thee. So those that hate the creators, you will suffer these fates sooner or later. Those that don't embrace and respect the creators, don't acknowledge the creators in their totality, you will receive these evil diseases. I'm just here to bring forth truth and understanding. The reason why our brothers and sisters are still alive is because we're young. It's because we're given time. We're given time. This is where the mercy kicks in. We're given time to get understanding. The understanding is only going to come to those that's obedient, that's seeking and desiring righteousness, that's denouncing religion, that's standing 10 toes down on truth. And the only way you're going to find truth about self is coming from self. Pause. Okay? Let us continue. The paradox. We are told in order to be in the spirit, we must accept the body, the blood, and the oil to be saved spiritually. But physically, eating bread, wine, alcohol, the blood, and oil, Christ, and the anointing is really killing us. It's really killing us. So let's talk about soul food. Let's go. During the era of slavery in the United States, enslaved Africans were given limited and often substandard food rations by their enslavers. These rations consist of cheapest and least desirable parts of food. Listen carefully. Cheapest and least desirable parts of food, which lead to the creation of soul food as a means of survival and resilience. Here, a detailed look at how the rations influence the development of soul food. Okay? The rations given to the slaves. Okay? The inadequate and unbalanced diet. This is what they was given to the slaves. Cornmeal, a staple in the rations provided to slaves. Cornmeal was cheap and easy to produce. It became the basis for many dishes such as cornbread and grits. Pork fat. Enslavers often gave out fatty parts of the pig, such as fatbacks, hogs, jowls, and chitlins, intestines, as they was considered undesirable and had little market value. Okay? Molasses. This was used as a sweetener and an energy source, and it was inexpensive and readily available. Okay? The Saddam meat When meat was provided, it was usually the least desirable cut, such as the pig feet, the ears, the neck bones, the organs like the liver, the kidneys, the ox tails. These are the things that they was given to the slave masters. Given to the slaves by the slave masters. Okay? Fishing and hunting. Enslaved people often supplemented their diet by fishing, hunting, and trapping small animals, providing much needed proteins and varieties. Trapping small animals. This is where you get the crab, the shrimp, the lobsters. Right? This is what the slave master was telling the slaves to eat. This is why black people, there's not a black barbecue, especially down south, where you're not going to get chitlins on the grill. Or you're going to get boiled crab legs. Long crab legs at that. These crab legs look genetically modified. And we breaking through it, we eating it, we loving it, not knowing that these things are killing us. The evil diseases that I be talking about. Okay? Gardens. Enslaved people will often grow their own vegetables when possible, such as greens, collard green, mushrooms, turnips, okra, sweet potatoes, and beans. Now, all these things we've created, because these things that we've created is what we use to create seasoning. So our seasonings came from our garden. See, a lot of you guys don't know that the seasoning that we had was of survival. Can you imagine a newborn baby have nothing to eat, and you ever just put pork on the grill with no flavor, nothing? It's just disgusting. So we had to create our own seasonings. We had to make the bottom food taste good. But we always had access to oil, flour, and bread. These was always given unto the slaves because it was part of the religious teachings. The slave master could not deny black people flour, oil, and bread. Hence, where you get your fried chicken from. How was you able to make fried chicken? How was you able to make fried chicken? How was you able to eat fried chicken wings? Remember, the slave master used to give us the drumsticks. They didn't like that. We created that. It's until we became liberated and free, and I don't want to say liberated, until we got so-called freedom. That's when we started being able to cook the thighs, the same luxury that the slave masters was eating. We was able to finally eat that. But before that, you was eating the bottoms. That's where you get your fried chicken and stuff from. Okay? The foraging. Wild plants, berries, herbs were foraged to supplement their diets and added nutritional varieties. This is where you get your what? Your herbs. Okay? We had to create herbs. We had to create substitutions. Like I tell people all the time, there's nobody on the face of this earth that can improvise better than us. We are the kings and queens when it comes to improvisation. We will make it work. By any means necessary, we will make it work. Let us continue. The things they did to us, wow. Now, here's the theological insight. Theologians suggest a reinterpretation and reclaiming of these symbols. They advocate for understanding the deeper spiritual meanings without compromising physical health. Insight from spiritual leaders includes emphasizing spiritual nourishment over physical includes, encouraging mindful consumption. Now, these people, right, are telling you all of this. They say spiritual nourishment over physical. So they're telling you, listen, you can do this, you can do that in the name of Jesus. But just don't do it too much because it's going to affect your physical being. But knowing that when you are consuming such things, that's exactly what it do. That's why when you're in your 60s, in your 50s, your body starts shutting down. You're trying to figure out why is it shutting down? And what's the cause? What's the pinpoint for this shutdown? That shutdown comes from what? That shutdown comes from the stuff that we've been eating for a very long time. And that's the wine, that's the oil, that's the flour, the sugar, all of that. These are the things that's killing us. We're not even going to talk about what alcohol stands for. Alcohol stands for body attack. It attacks their body. So just imagine somebody drinking wine every day. Just imagine somebody drinking alcohol every day. I remember my mom's friend. I forgot his name. Damn, I forgot his name. And this man used to drink alcohol so much. He drank it so much that he ended up becoming blind in one of his eyes and aged so bad. He was younger than my mother. He looks older than my mom's right now. These are the things that brothers and sisters are not paying attention to. Okay, let us continue. Community perspective. How do you see the role of flour, wine, and oil in your life and truth? How do you balance their physical and spiritual implications? Share your thoughts and experiences that you guys can leave in the comments. You can leave that in the comments. I decided that I can't just give a space, a platform for myself just to give the word. I got to give brothers and sisters an opportunity for them to voice themselves as well, because you need the understanding. We need the understanding. Okay? We need to realize the things that are being used, the things that's being interjected and thrown in front of us, and the purpose behind it. There's a reason why Popeye's chicken is in Brooklyn, all through Brooklyn. But when I go into the Hamptons, I can't find that. It's a reason why KFC is all through the hood. But when I go to the Hamptons, I can't find that. When I go into these rich, high stability areas, you don't find fast food there. You find luxury restaurants. And what does these fast foods got to offer? You already know. Fried chicken. Forget the wine. They may not have wine, but they're going to give you Kool-Aid that's filled with sugar. Huh? Or they're going to give you the oil. They're going to give you the flour. Of course, they're going to give you the biscuits. You know you can't leave KFC without your mama biscuits. Matter of fact, when you order your food, they give you a side of biscuits. Biscuits, or you can get mac and cheese or mashed potatoes. Why every single fried chicken restaurant provide those same exact meals? Because those are the 3 meals that you was programmed to accept and say that this is black food. This is soul food. That's why I had to come out with this. Now, let me give you a life testimony upon myself. Now, before I even knew about the creators, before I even was reading the Bible, before none of that, I was just like everybody else, eating fried chicken. Love the Popeyes, love the Kennedy fried chicken, love the Kentucky fried chicken. We was eating Wendy's. I used to order the classic triple baconators. Now me having Haitian roots. Now those that has Haitian roots know about the griot, know about the plantains, the fried plantains, the griot. That's fried pork. Now, How do you fry something? You have to put it in oil. And I used to eat these things religiously. Smoke a blunt, eat that. Before I even ate that, smoke a blunt. After I finish eating that, smoke a blunt. But one day, and I kid you not, one day I was home alone. And this lady, rest in peace to Monami Duck, and rest in and mild that she's not dead. You know, all praise be to the creators. They used to always, every day, they will make me my meal. Every day, I would get me some fried plantains with some fried pork, and then I'll have a big glass of juice. Now, this used to be my everyday lifestyle, every day. But this one day, I'm home alone. I finished eating. I rolled up a blunt and I started smoking. Now I'm in my thoughts, whatever. And out of nowhere, I felt my heart. Listen, people. I felt my heart squeeze. I gotta show my face when I give you this conversation. I felt my heart. What the heck is going on? Hold on, guys. Okay, my bad. I felt my heart squeeze. Like, I really felt like my heart was about to give out. Like, literally. Mind you, I am home alone. My children is not with me. Nobody. I'm on my bed, curled up, feeling like I'm about to die. Here I am having conversations. It was so bad, people, that I started praying. Now, mind you, this is before me reading the Bible, before me knowing that I'm a Bantu. This is before all of that. This is just regular Junns outside. I was always conscious. I knew what was going on. I knew what was going on in the world, governments, politics, etc., etc. But as far as my connection with the creators, that didn't exist. So I almost died. My heart was so bad. Listen, people. My heart was so bad that when I went to the gym, when I went to the gym and I got on the machine, now the machine reads your palms. Like, you put your hands on the machine and you say you walking or you jogging or whatever. My heart was so bad that the machine stopped. It said that it was saying cautious, caution, caution, caution. And I never understood that. But when I was running, I felt my heart was tightening up. Now, I don't have these issues no more. Why? Because, for one, I cut back on the drinking. I cut back from the smoking. I stopped eating the pork. Once I realized that pork and stuff like that wasn't good for you, I stopped eating that. I stopped eating the fried plantains. I stopped eating these things. And then what I had to do is I had to get my heart right. So I had to organically heal myself. It took me about like 6 months to physically heal myself. Right? You have to purge all of that out. No more fried chicken. I wasn't eating nothing. No Popeyes, no fried chicken, none of that. I had to purge that out. Then I had to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Shout out to my man Slow. My son Slow told me about this because he was also having that same issues. Oh, not to mention, I used to smoke on something called BDs. I don't know. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't know what you guys call it. It's like Indian cigarettes. On the booklet, on the case of these things, it says caution can cause heart failure. Now, mind you, me and my man, we used to smoke 4, 5, 6 pack a day. Cause we used to play dominoes or we grinding or whatever, and we just smoking and smoking. And that, I forgot to mention that. So when I stopped consuming that, I had to take a lot of berries, had to eat a lot of grapes, seeded grapes, berries, had to intake a lot of watermelon. Last but not least, had to also intake a lot of coconut water and coconut oil to flush everything out. And then my man's put me onto this detox thing that it flushes everything outside your body. And when I did that, I was on the path of recovery. And because of that, it hindered a lot of things. I used to be able to sprint quick, fast. Because of that situation, I was unable to. Like literally, that's how bad it was, people. This is what comes with the oil, the flour, and the wine, the alcohol. These things is killing us. Now we know that the flour, isn't good for us because of the process within making that flour. We know the oil is not good for us. I just gave you guys a breakdown and showed you all the things that come along with these things, all the health issues, the diabetes, the cardiovascular diseases, all these things that every single one of our people is infected with right now. We know that these things aren't good for us. And now that we are awoken, the reason why I did this, let me go back to the slide and see. The reason why I did this was because me being outside and being amongst the people every single day, I can honestly tell you that we are the most out of shape people on the face of this earth. There's nobody more out of shape than black people. More out of shape. Even the muscular dudes are out of shape. They're way too big for their size. We are obese. And this obesity is killing us. But we don't realize that the reason why we don't see the obesity, we don't see the problem, is because of the indoctrination of these 3 substances that we must have every day in order for us to feel alive. Jesus told you to take these to live in the spirit, but knowing that when you take this, you also die in the flesh. Makes you wonder why Paul was saying that to be in the fruits of the spirit, you must be this, and to be in the flesh, you must do that. But the things to get you to the spirit will build your spirit, will also destroy your flesh. So in conclusion, the symbolic elements of flour, wine, and oil holds deep spiritual significance, but also presents physical health challenge. By understanding their impacts and seeking balance, we can honor our spiritual practices while protecting our health. Okay? But in overall conclusion, the real conclusion is quite simple. If you want your health to increase, if you want to live long, you must denounce religion. You must keep the commands, the orders of the creators. You must keep that by any means necessary. You must be in a space of righteousness in all totality. You must denounce religion in all totality. You can't be religion, you can't be religious and righteous. They are 2 different things. And when you denounce that, When you seek your righteousness and you denounce religion, giving up food like meat, right? Like flour, right? Like wine, right? It's easy to give up. Because when you are on a path of righteousness, you're going to live off how the earth lives. You're going to eat the things that the creators told man to eat, which was fruits and vegetables. We was never ordered to eat animals. That was an interjection by the enemy. Hence why I tell you, you must question everything that these people put before you, because these people are literally leading us astray. Okay? Eat your fruits and your vegetables. And the beans and the stuff that when it's created in an abundance. You get a large amount of it. Anything that God created for man to consume is always going to be created in a multitude, right? When you make a watermelon, it's not just one watermelon that's grown. It's a large amount. Peaches, large amount. Coconuts, large amount. Why? Because these are the things to consume by man. And it's enough of it to fill and feed 7.5 billion people on this earth. Because you guys are seeking and eating the meat and all of that is the reason why they feel inclined to give you genetically modified. Because they're contaminating the agriculture, they feel inclined to give you seedless fruits. All these things that's literally designed to kill, they're giving you this. So you must realize what's going on. The only way you're going to be able to see is connecting to who you are, what you got to do, and try to tap into righteousness and denounce all religion. With that being said, to save yourself is to denounce religion as a whole. That's how you save yourself. All praise and glory to the creators, man. Yes, yes, yes. That's how that's how you're gonna save yourself, guys. You're gonna save yourself by doing just that. You're going to save yourself by doing just that. Understand that these three elements are what's killing the black and brown community. Understand that these three things are preventing us to get clarity, because you got to be in a clear state of mind in order for Mama Love to talk to you. Some of these evil thoughts are coming to you because you're doing evilish things, like eating animals, and sometimes even humans. The big bro just posted something on the chat. That joint had me so tight. How they're putting aborted babies inside the 90% of the food that we consume. Soda, mac and cheese, the bread. I forgot the name, and I'm not even gonna get into that. You guys just go look that up. But when you see stuff like that, people, when you see stuff like that, it's time for us to really start taking control of our diet. It's time for us to really start taking control of your life. I told you guys before, too many of y'all is allowing Jesus to grab the wheel. Jesus is leading you to the nearest funeral home, the nearest hospital, the nearest clinic, the nearest prison, the nearest abortion. That's what Jesus is doing. What Sunini is doing is protecting you. What Nanini is doing, she's feeding you. She's giving you the actual food that you need to sustain, to survive, to live. She's giving you that. So take that, people. Embrace that. Change your ways. Get your mind right. Get your mind clear. Get it clear. Please, I beg you. That's the only way you guys are going to be able to elevate and denounce the religion. Oh my geez, please, please, please. We can go scripture for scripture. The next Samba conversation is going to be about what a sister told me yesterday. And the question that's going to be is, the Samba conversation is going to be simple. Can solely believing in Jesus Christ get you into the kingdom of heaven? As long as you accept him as your Lord and Savior, will you be accepted into heaven? Is there any questions? Auntie Princess, I gotta go check on her, make sure she all right. I gotta make sure she all right. Black Girl Magic, I know you be in the plantation around this time, so I understand. But I gotta make sure she all right. She herself is going through it. And what's causing the division between her? What's causing the division between her and what she's going through? What? Religion. Religion is the biggest problem for black and brown people. Religion is causing us to demonize each other, hate ourselves, look down upon ourselves, make you hate African culture, spirituality, whatever you want to call it. Religion is teaching you to hate that. But we uphold European philosophies every day. We're teaching this every day. And when somebody like myself say, "Now we ain't gonna solely teach that. We're not gonna just give the people what the enemy say. We're gonna go speak to the people that the enemy despise, which is me and you." If the system tells you that they don't like you, and what you see on TV, the music, the movies, and you see how they don't like you, if you see that, then by default, you know that anything that's pertaining to you will always be seen as evil, because that's what the enemy wants. So when I say things like, who told you voodoo was evil? Who told you that? Because I don't think it was evil when we fought off the most powerfulest army and we won that fight. I don't think it was that evil. I don't think it's that evil when I seen somebody die and a voodoo priest was called and that person came and restored life into that person. Don't that sound like what Jesus was doing? Don't that sound like that's what Jesus was doing? I mean, wasn't Jesus, we going according to based on the word, wasn't Jesus considered a Levi/Judah? Wasn't he? King and priest. So he had priest powers. Isn't the Levites what you call your modern day Haitians? So that means they also have priest powers. Think about that. Now, the same way you got good cops, bad cops, you also gonna have good priests, bad priests. Does that mean the whole police department is evil? I'm just saying. But if they're telling you that it's evil, who's telling you that? Is it the actual people that's practicing it telling you that? Is it the actual people that was born into it, born around it telling you that? Or is it outsiders named Steinberger that's telling you that? I don't need no information from no Steinberger. Sorry. I could just call my mom's and ask her, "Yo, mom, voodoo really like this?" She'll tell you no. My mom's told me no. My aunt, everybody's telling me no. So who's telling us that it's bad? Who? Could it be the same people that are afraid for you to tap into that side? Because maybe that side is what's going to give you the powers to get over the hump and to claim back what was yours, to take back what was yours. Huh? I want you to think about that. It's your brother, man, from the motherland, man. I came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting. Please leave all your feedback, the positive, the negative, man. You know, all things is respected and needed, especially the things that I'm doing. I do this every day, okay? I told you guys I'm not going to be too long-winded with this because it's just a lot, right? But gather your intel, gather your information. Please, brothers and sisters, do your studies. Do your homework. Do your homework. The Biblos is not the end all be all. Okay? It's been compromised. So we cannot let our direction into connecting back to the Creator solely be on the compromised version, the compromised book. It's compromise. It's too much contradictions within contradictions. And if it's causing too much contradictions and division and people is not being able to see clearly, then brothers and sisters need to go look elsewhere. I got all the knowledge that I need out of these Biblos. I taught it for, 10 years now? I got the clear understanding. The objective now is to speak to the people. I need the oral information, if that makes sense. I need the oral information. I need to sit amongst the kings. I need to sit amongst the clan leaders, not tribes. Tribes was the interjections. Africans don't know nothing about tribes. They have clans. Clan leaders. I need to speak to the clan leaders. I need to figure out. We got to figure this out. And when we gather all this information, we process it, we record it, we save it, and then we repackage it and we teach it. Teach it to the who? To the up and coming youth. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. If it's your first time, please, please. Hope it's not your last time. And if it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we still on that grind. And that grind is to get to the kingdom. The kingdom is what? The Holy Land. The Holy Land is where? Sub-Sahara. Sub-Sahara what? Africa. I am him, if you didn't know. Mr. Keep my foot on you heathens, you he-grows. Had the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Listen to the Creator say one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.